Morning.
Morning, brother.
How you doing? You alright?
I'm good, thank you very much, man.
Good. What's your name?
Terence Higgins.
Terence.
Yes.
How old are you?
I'm 40. Just turned 40 in February.
Happy belated. Was that making Aquarius?
That's right.
So you are good.
That's it.
Yeah. Alright. Where did you grow up?
I originally was born in Tottenham,
Okay.
North London, in 17.
Right.
And they bought a farm to them, and them sort of way, 7 sisters. That's when I was born and bred.
What was that like, being in Tottenham?
It was actually quite alright, to be honest with you. Some very good memories and some very bad memories. But it's still home to me, no matter what, you know what I mean? But it was very rough. I must admit, it was very, very rough. Very rough bringing in Tottenham. But considering what sort of area it was and the sort of upbringing you had, there was still a bit of tight community around there, so it was good stuff. I had its perks here and there.
Do you have any brothers and sisters?
I've got 4 brothers, 2 sisters.
Okay, so 7 of you all together.
Yeah, all together there's 6 of us and my mum. I've got there's 4 with my mum and their dad, and then me and my sister Lisa is with my dad and my mum, and then obviously there's Ashton, my dad, and a different mum.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So yeah, but there's a fair few of us.
So you didn't grow up with your mum and your dad together?
No, it's just my mum, just upbringing, single mum, that was it.
Okay.
Yeah, man, so take my hat off to her, man. Okay. Yeah, it's my soldier. Love you, mum.
And what's your relationship like? So you guys are quite close then?
No, not really. No, it's very broken home, to be honest with you. It was very, very, it was kind of felt as if I was isolated from the whole family, you know, because it was very chaotic. Because there's my brothers and sisters, the older ones, they were just animals. They were just ruthless fuckers, you know, doing robberies, madness, jow, violence, drugs, fucking alcohol, like it's madness.
So
madness, yeah,
drug was always a thing?
Yeah, definitely that had a big impact, definitely from my brothers were the main ones for that, definitely. So that ended up having a bit of an impact, ended up having a massive impact on me eventually in time, in years to come. So, which obviously is quite sad, but it is what it is. It's what life throws at you, isn't it? You know? Yeah. But yes, it was very rough for my mum. I feel her pain. As you get older, you get to know what life is like for a certain individual like myself. Obviously, I know my A to Z from A to B, you know what I mean, through the duration of my life. But as I've got to see my mums, now I totally understand why she was the way she was, you know what I mean? That she was, it was very hard for her, you know what I mean? It was easy for me to say, oh, you didn't give a shit, mum, you don't care, mum, and so on and so on. It ain't easy, man, especially when you become a parent yourself, you know, it hits you hard when you still, in reality kicks in and literally gives you a right kick up the arse, and it's like, wow, I was actually quite horrible to my mum, man. Like, she was ruthless herself, she wasn't greatest, she wasn't an angel herself, but I can understand why. Like, you know, and that's, but yeah, it's quite sad really.
Have you guys been able to talk about this now?
That's one thing we're still starting to work on, which is quite a magical thing really, and I'd never thought it would ever happen through my lifetime. And I've been chasing after something that I thought I could try and was getting my mum's love and her attention and so on, and this will do. But I realised that's not going to happen. My mum's stuck in her own way, you know. And I realised that she obviously has her own ways of finding it very difficult to deal with these sort of things, especially communicating with me and so on and so on. She has her troubles herself, like myself, but you know, I thought that I've always been one to say, Mum, you should be the one doing this, you should be trying to chase it, you should be trying to help out and, you know, try and make this communication and trying to make this bond thing work and so on and so on. And I know that's not going to happen, but with myself I realised, you know, if I have to be the one who's got to do it, I've got to do it. You know, so been doing it, working on it. It's been a never-ending battle, but I started to see a little bit of light at the end of the tunnel. And it's a good thing, man, there's a little spark there, so finally, 40 years fucking later.
Right, so with regards to your education, did you...
Oh, education, that was definitely one of the biggest troubles in my life. Definitely, when I came back from France, me and my sister went to France because my mum was really ill. And we was out in France with my uncle for 2 years. And we went to a convent school, priests and nuns and all that. It's very, very religious on the next level. Anyway, we came back and it was a whole different world. We literally thought we was in hell, you know. And we ended up going into Knoll Park Primary School, Wood Green. And as we started to learn English, the son was told we couldn't speak French to each other for some reason. So we ended up losing the French. Unfortunately, it was quite sad. But then, as you know, as time's going by, I started to realise and started to be aware of who I am as someone who's getting a bit older. I had so much trouble trying to understand anything we was trying to learn, from maths, English and so on and so on. Anything in general, I mean just literally anything. I just had nothing but trouble trying to understand a certain question or anything the teacher was trying to teach me or explain to me. And where I couldn't, I was trying to say, look, I don't know how to do it. And they always kept on thinking that I was trying to sort of blag it and just throw a tantrum because I was just didn't want to do it, just being a little brat in a sense. And that wasn't the case. I genuinely just couldn't do it. You know what I mean? My brain just literally just goes, boop, just switches off. Just wouldn't compute, like, and I couldn't process anything. And so I was getting in a lot of trouble for something that I couldn't do. Right?
Carry on.
Yeah, so, you know, and then I was thinking, why am I getting into trouble? I'm doing nothing wrong. And it took many, many years of them to actually find out why I couldn't, but I was always getting into trouble, but that's one thing that led to me to be quite rebellious, you know. And it's a bit different nowadays, you know, we've got more support, we've got more understanding.
What was that thing?
It's like to understand like kids with, you know, what they call it, dyslexia, etc., and so on and so on.
Okay.
With learning difficulties, and I had really bad learning difficulties.
Okay.
You know, and it was really hard for me. You know, it was so frustrating, and I was just like kicking off. And as I was rebelling, you know, I was so much full of so much anger, so much hate. You know, I was just always pissed off all the time. Why am I getting into trouble? And I just think, why? It just didn't make any sense to me. You know, it was just mind-boggling.
At what age was this?
Oh, this was like when I was about coming up to 7, 8, coming to 9, so on, up until secondary. Yeah. So it was so frustrating. So obviously I was so rebellious. I started getting into trouble. You know, I was just being naughty because of my anger and so on. It took me obviously many years to realise why I was the way I was as a kid. You know, but it's quite sad. It's very unfortunate because it could have turned out a much better way for me if I was educated properly. You know, if I could have learned certain things like maths, etc., all the things I needed to learn, so for me to benefit myself in life, you know, to go to college and so on and get a nice trade, and, you know, get a good job, get a good pay, and good home.
You didn't have any education?
No, none at all, bro. No, the only thing that educated me was the streets, bro.
So what age was you on the street? What age did you start?
Well, on the cobbles, like this, you're hustling and bustling. About 9, 10. Yeah, man. I had no choice about on the cobbles. I had to go out touring, shoplifting. If I needed a pair of these or this, I had to go and get it myself, bro.
At the age of 9?
Yeah, man. You know, so a lot of people used to, well, mainly like friends' parents and that, you know, oh, stay away from him, you know, he's a little thief, this, that, and the other. But they thought I was just a little thief just for the sake of being one, or just, you know, just being one of those families who are just like troublesome and so on. Alright, it was partly that. Put my hands up on that one, but it is what it is. But I genuinely didn't want to be that person. I despised it, but I had no choice to do that. So, you know, there's certain things in life where it gets thrust upon you, you've got no choice to do it. The things that you don't want to do, and it's quite sad and it's heartbreaking. Again, it's always this sadness.
So it was a case of it being in the family, so the family was known for this, and
yeah, they had their part to play.
Yeah.
But where my mum, she had 6 of us. You know, my brother was always jacking our money, rinsing out the gas box, you know what I'm saying, and no. Just she was very hard financially for me. You know what I mean? And obviously I didn't know that then, but many years later, as I grew up, as I said just a while ago, I understand why, but I don't blame my mum for that. You know what I mean? Because when I became a parent, I understood that even more. So going back to when I was a kid, if I needed something, I had to go and try it, but it had to be the hand-me-downs. You know what I mean? But do you know what? It was embarrassing. I felt shame, but it came to a point where I didn't give a fuck no more. I didn't care, because at the end of the day, it is what it is. I had no choice. They don't understand me. They don't know me. They're quick to judge, but if they sat down and took 5 minutes, example like yourself right now, bro, yeah, to ask a question and listen, and then you get to understand, and then there's a reason why. Yeah, that why that someone does such a thing, you know, for stealing, to do certain crime, or to using, and so on. There's a reason behind everything, bro. You know what I mean? It's causality, innit? You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, it was quite a sad thing, though, but it is what it is.
And at what age did the drug get involved?
I started burning weed when I was probably about 9, coming to 10. Yeah, I was smoking weed for many years, and then I started hitting like cocaine and trips and so on, like when I was late teens. But that was just a little on and off thing, like a party or something. It wasn't really something that I went out my way to get. My weed was my main number one. As long as I had my weed, I was happy and content. You know, I was always been a green smoker. And I thought I'd be more of a weed smoker until the day I die. But that was short-lived. It's when the Class A eventually kicked in many years later, it's come, then that got dropped right out, you know? But yeah, it's just, it's kind of, because it was the influence really from my brothers, because it was like the norm to me.
What was the norm?
Drugs, violence, alcohol, like being drunk, crime. It was the norm to me. I didn't see it as a big thing because I was around it 24/7. You know, door going off every 3-4 days by the old bill. You know what I mean? Anything went down, first door, boom, my mum's going off. You know what I mean? And it was just, now I can see why my mum was a bit fucked to the head about this kind of stuff. I really sort of went through a lot of depression and stuff like that. You know what I mean? You think about it, like her going from old bill in and out the door all the time, taking her sons away, and they're doing all sorts of madness. Yeah, man.
And where are they now? Are they okay?
Yeah, they're all doing good now. Eventually, finally, yeah. My brother's just because he's done a lifer, but he's doing really well for himself. I'm proud of you, bro, for that, man. Seriously, but I'm well proud of you, bro. I mean, 17 years behind the door.
So, what led you from taking just weed, smoking just weed, to taking crack?
Well, it started from the cocaine, because obviously I got to know what the buzz was like for the Class A. It was more of a high than a low, innit? You know? Because obviously weed was more of a chill out thing. But you had the little dabble here and there over the time, and then you're partying with your boys and so on. Then it starts to build up and build up, build up, and it gets a bit regular. And then life experiences kick in as you're getting older, things start to change. You move out your mum's, you end up on the street, then you're back out, you stay at your mates, surfing, all those sort of things over time. And you're struggling and you're working and so on, and then shit hits the fan. And then you get into certain surroundings, like I ended up going to a hostel down in Canning Town. I was there for 8 years, and that was a sentence alone, but seriously, I must have been in like open prison really. Seriously, it was just madness in there. And literally it was a different world for me, because there was like the crack, heroin, drug dealers, all the madness was in there. And I got a little first taste of that. I know it was like on the road, you know, I've done the trapping and all that, but I didn't faze me, I didn't want to touch that shit. But I was going through a lot of stuff with my daughter's mum, like we split up when she was pregnant with my little one, my little princess, and that just ripped me off, what she'd done to me. I ended up finding out she cheated on me, she didn't know who the father was, stuff like that. It took me 2 years to figure that out. And then she was quite cowardly, she wouldn't even admit to that. It was quite sad really. And that just popped a fuse, you know. So my next thing, I'm just like, bang, bang, bang. I had a little taste of it, and I thought the nun was great. It was great. It was my next best friend. And then it just started getting more and more and more. The next thing you know, like my priorities started going out the window, my morals started going out the window to a certain extent, you know. And that stuff there can literally strip you apart in minutes. Seriously, dude, it can just ruin someone like that. And that's a ruthless fucking drug, man.
Is that what you were, just a crack?
Yeah, crack. Yeah.
Not the heroin?
No, I've actually had a dabble with that. It's never really been my thing. But I've had a dabble here and there, but it never got a habit. But it's like trying to chew out a fucking camel's arsehole. I don't know if people like that stuff, man. It's disgusting. It's nasty. It's like nice. It's just weren't me.
How long was you on it for?
What, for the crack?
Yeah.
I was about 25, coming 26. Yeah, man, up until last, I've just about been clean for a year, solid year.
Congratulations.
Yeah,
well
man.
Well done.
Whole year, man, so I'm proud of myself. I've been clean a bit before that, and when I was in jail for a year, So that's like, I've got 2 years behind my belt really, and a few other months here and there and so on, but yes, seriously guys, don't run through that shit, man. It's a no-go area, man.
What led you to wanting to stop it?
Many reasons. Oh, there's a whole big list, brother. We'll be here all day, bro. I tell you. Mainly is obviously myself and my child, man. That's why I'm back in London for my child. So just recently got her, well, last year I got in contact with her. She just turned 18, so now we can have full contact with each other without no one jumping in. There's no control, you know. She can come and go when she wants, phone me when she wants, come and stay with me when she wants, etc. And it's a magical thing, and that's what I've been waiting for a long time. But that is the main reason. But the other main reason is as well is that it's not the life for me, and it ain't the life for any of you out there, man. Seriously, it ain't, man. Because all it does is just creates pure heartache and pain, man. Seriously, it just ruins people's lives. It makes you brass. It takes everything away from you, and it hurts your family and loved ones, man. Seriously, it's what I've seen there, what I've done to my family and myself. Wow, man, I've done some ruthless things, man. Just for a smoke, and it ain't just to go out just to have a buzz. It was mainly down to numbing my brain, you know. It does, it just shuts my brain off. You know, it just literally just silence. And that's what I wanted. I was just hiding from all my my problems, you know. But I've come to realise when I started to do rehab, I've done that for 6 months down in Braintree, in Sharks. They're really good down there. And I learned a lot from that, man. That gave me a right kick up my arse, that did. And when you start to realise what it does to you, and you're like, man, it's really shit, bro. But I had to say, like, enough's enough. I'm turning 40 now. I mean, how many years I've been doing it?
How hard was it to give up?
Not easy, man. Not easy. I've tried many a times, and I was dedicated. Trust me, bro, I was dedicated. My mum and someone said to me, no, you're full of shit, you know, you ain't gonna do it, I don't believe you, but they don't understand it, you know. Some people do, some people don't. No matter how much you try and explain it to them, it just goes in one ear and goes out the other in a sense, you know. When you're ready, you know when you're ready. You stop, period. That's when you know when you're ready. You just, bang, it happens, you know, and you just don't look back. You know what I mean? But all it takes is just that one little trigger, and that's it, all hell breaks loose.
How hard is it to stay off?
Stay off. It's probably one of the most hardest things, bro. Especially where I'm at now, I'm in a hostel. Where I moved from Essex down here to be in contact with my child and to build another relationship and so on. When you're surrounded by it 24/7, where you've got drug dealers around you, literally in front of your face on your doorstep, you're seeing it happening 24/7. You're hearing people doing it, you're seeing them doing it, and you've got plenty of money in your bank or in your pocket, and you can just go and knock on next door. It's ruthless, man. It's hard. It's one of my biggest struggles. I've had a lot of struggles in my life, man, but this is probably definitely one of the hardest. Definitely at the top of my list, you know, because you're just sitting there like, and it's just, you're thinking, you know, them triggers are there. And
so what do you do? And what do you do to get away from that thought?
I do everything in my power to sort of divert, instead of using the drug to hide from my problems, etc. and so on. I start picking up myself back how, what I try and do is, I go back how I used to be before I started using the drugs. The way my mindset was, how I was as an individual, as a person, you know, as I conducted myself, you know, with my morals and so on. I try and rewalk those steps again. That's one. And secondly, is very important, is that I keep on trying to occupy my mind consistently. Now, I do my music, like I do my sound engineering, my producing and so on. I do my studying because obviously I want to get back on the railway, you know, as soon as things pick up and I get my PCS card and so on. Once I get all that passed and so on, that's even going to be better, because that's a deterrent for me, because of all the drug testing and so on. and I look at the money as well. I can't lose that. That's a big opportunity for me. And it's at that time in life where I need a good job, good money, and I need a massive deterrent. So I try and put things in place to stop me going down that road as a deterrent. But plus mainly is my daughter as well. I cannot lose my child over this shit. I cannot value that over my child. I value that shit over my family and my friends, my loved ones and so on. I've done all that before. Never again, man. No. It's heartbreaking, bro. I mean, it's making me emotional now, bro.
She must be so proud of you.
Oh yeah, she's a good kid, man. Yeah. And then yeah, she's something else. My little butterfly, man. She's so well managed. She's just so she's something else, bro. Aura's just she's magical, man. Such a smart kid.
How old is she?
She's 18. She's turned 18 last year.
Good.
Yeah, she's a good kid, man. She's got so much community spirit in her as well. And so on. She's a prime example of what someone should be like, man. You know what I mean? You just got to meet her, bro. She's a big inspiration to me, bro. You know? Yeah, she is, man. She's magical, bro.
So going forward, the plan for you is obviously spend more time with your daughter.
Oh, definitely.
And get into
as
the
much as possible. Yeah, just get back to work. You know, get back to normal life, to normality, bro. That's my aim and goal. Is normality. You know, it's looks like such a long road. It always does. When you're using and stuff like that, you look at it, you think, oh, if this ain't gonna make it, because there's nothing there for me, and the bitch and moan about it and all that. There are things out there for you to achieve or to get support and help, but in some places there ain't. And I can understand why people are the way they are, or why they give up, or they have no hope. You know, but you just gotta fight. You know what I mean? We've all got that fight in us, but trust me, I've been there. The rockest bottom, bro. The rockest bottom you could ever be. Trust me on this one. I'm telling you from my heart, people, yeah? Alright? When you're at the lowest of your low, trust me, you can always get better, man. You just got to pick yourself up and get out there and do what needs to be done for yourself and for whoever's around you, loved ones and family and so on, man. It's just, there is a way, you just got to find it. You know what I mean? It's just, you've got to give to gain. If you don't give, you ain't gonna gain. Yeah?